Hey guys, this is Rise, and I'm here with Collar, bringing you the third set, the winner's match of the MSL Group E. And you've already seen Much versus Hero and Yellow versus Up Magic in a couple of exciting games. I mean, I gotta say, I am very impressed by Hero's play. by.Hero, I gotta clarify, because we got another one of these idiots that's stealing someone else's name. So by.Hero was playing pretty well. It was very exciting to watch. He was harassing all over the place. Much had no response to it, and so that's how by.Hero ended up in the winner's match. And Yellow, of course, destroying Up Magic, who Up Magic kind of just chose a bad build in general to go on the map that he did, and Yellow took full advantage of that, and obviously used that to his advantage to move on to the winner's match. So one of these two players is going to be moving on to the next round, and we're about to find out who. Collar, do you have any predictions in this ZVZ match to see who is going to move on?
Well, I think from a first view, I would favor Yellow Arnak. Of course, he is a much more experienced player. 48% lifetime ZVZ. Not exactly the most amazing results, but by.Hero on the hand does not have any results we can report. I think he's only played one game, and I won't reveal whether it's a win or loss because I actually don't know. I didn't want to check because otherwise I would probably find out the results of this game. However, they are playing Byzantium II, so we'll see what happens. By the way, I just realized Yellow Arnak has a cock on his shirt too.
He's into that sort of stuff, you know.
I'm like, he's got a cock on his shirt when I was seeing that. Anyway, it looks like I'll do the colors. We have Yellow Arnak at the upper left in yellow, and we have teal here. This is by.Hero at the lower left. Of course, you know, I think whoever moves on is going to be quite good for the rest of the sort of player pool. I do like Zergs. Last season, in both the OSL and the MSL, there was a definite underrepresentation of the Zerg race, which makes me sad, and hopefully we'll see a correction of that. I actually really like by.Hero's play a lot, like you said. I mean, I think he could beat even a better Protoss player, you know, with that kind of build than Much, and Much by no means is bad at all.
I gotta agree with you, man. He played it well, and he was just on top of his stuff. You know, he really got every little aspect of the game under his belt in that one. I mean, he had the macro game there, he had the micro game there, he had the harassment game there. All in all, very impressive. Yellow, of course, played a pretty impressive game himself. So, you know, definitely going to be a very exciting game. And it looks like by.Hero using the little drone moving trick. If you select an Overlord with your larva moving trick, you can move your larva to the left side. And it looks like Yellow has opted not to do that. Really won't make that big of a difference, but it is interesting to watch when the pros do stuff like that. It looks like both players are scouting in the right directions. Yeah, and that's going to be an interesting build from... Oh, but here we see Overpool, I think, from by.Hero. So it looks like gas first. I don't even... What do you call that build?
For a long time. I think it was a 9 gas, and then... I don't know, like an 9 gas, 9... Oh, jeez. No, it's a 9 gas plus Overlord, then into spawning pool. It's like a 9 gas overpool. It's actually not a bad build. I mean, he's going to have like maybe one fewer drone, I think. But on the other hand, he's going to get his lair almost instantaneously when the spawning pool is done, I think.
Yeah, so that could definitely play to his favor. Oh, it looks like we're going to see a expansion hatchery for by.Hero, which I gotta say is a little bit of a ballsy move. We've seen a lot of players do this and fail because of it. A lot of times when they do this, they have a lot of trouble defending against the double front that they set up for themselves. It's not so much against the Zerglings, although later in the game that definitely does play a factor. But in the mid game, when you have the Muta coming out, the Muta have 2 options on where to go. So you can't have your Muta in 2 places, so you definitely have to be aware of where the other players' Muta are at the whole time. And this also plays into the fact that you may lose. Oh, look at this though, a hidden hatchery from from Yellow. Actually, not quite hidden because it's close enough to the ramp, the incoming ramp, where I think that it can be spotted by Zerglings coming in. But definitely an interesting choice of positioning. I actually question the validity of putting something there, or I don't know. I don't think it's a good idea, to be honest.
What, Sunken's near there?
I guess, but even then, what do you got going for you?
You really don't. You might as well just expand. So, yeah, I'm not sure about that. It's interesting. Everything so far has been sort of strange about Yellow's game this time around. I mean, he must know what he's doing, right? At least I hope so. Maybe we'll turn out afterwards that he got drunk in between the first game and this game, and he actually is just he has a blood alcohol content of like 0.25. And he has absolutely no idea what he's doing. But that remains to be seen. There's the Spire going down. So yeah, I think I'm sorry, Yarnak is actually going to have a much earlier Spire. Or actually, was that the Spire at the same time as
pretty close.
Hero? Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty close. Huh. I gotta say, man, okay. I just thought about it a little bit as you were talking, and I think that Yellow is actually doing this as a little bit of a fake. I think he's faking a one-hatch build because, really, I don't think that the 9 extractor into overpool build was spotted by Hero. And by putting the other expansion, not the expansion, the other hatchery down later, it looks like he's going for a one-hatch build, although he's able to pump out the lings. And while the other Overlord went to the expansion first, he's only now spotting the fact that there's a second hatchery inside the base. So I wonder if he used that as a little bit of a ploy. But, I mean, I got to say, looking at the amount of Zerglings that by.Hero has, it looks like he's completely prepared for anything that Yellow can be throwing at him at this point. I think he's got him almost double to 1, 2 to 1 outnumbered here, and I don't think that Yellow's in a good position at all, especially because he can't get a second gas, and that's going to really hurt him as soon as those Zerglings, if those Zerglings of by.Hero move in, I think Yellow's going to be in trouble.
Yeah, this is sort of a mystifying position there for that second hatchery. I'm sure somebody in our channel will come up with an answer, or at least what they think is an answer. For why did you put that hatchery in that position? But you're right, it's not going to be able to collect a second gas. It might be able to distance collect, but you would need a lot more drones for that. Here comes Yellow Arnak with his first pair of Scourge. He's gone Scourge first here also. His economy is weaker than by.Hero, of course, because by.Hero has that expansion running, and I believe he has more drones in total. And this pair of Scourge should not be able to do anything if by.Hero has any sort of Mutalisk micro. Just one pair is just going to be scouting purposes only. There's a Zergling from Hero getting inside of Yellow Arnak's base, going to scout it out. And Yarnak, I'm not sure exactly what he's doing here. I still don't see any Mutalisks out, and now he's bringing all of his Zerglings back. Interesting. I mean, he's going to be able to produce more Mutalisks in total for a little bit of time than Hero, but now Hero is getting the second gas. The reason why I say that's because he did collect gas earlier than Hero did by a pretty big margin, but, you know, he's going to need to really shift the game right now because Hero's now collecting out of 2 gas extractors, and here we go. There's the battle from Yarnak. Let's see how he does.
Yeah, actually doing a pretty good job picking off that Overlord, although it looks like, and even landing a Scourge, and it looks like he's actually coming ahead here in the Muta battle. Wow, whoa. He is! This somehow is paying off for him. I think that we're going to see those Zerglings for by.Hero run in at some point and try to do some sort of counterattack. In the meantime, he's waiting for more Muta to pop out, but we have more Scourge out in the air. And oh, wow, one of the Scourges landing, I think, and the other one landing, too. And that's going to be horrible as he's reinforced with more Muta. And those Muta are definitely outnumbering by.Hero's Muta, and this is going to be really bad for Hero. I think he's actually going to be dangerous. And, oh, he GG's! Wow.
GG.
What an interesting build from Yellow, man. I have no idea what the hell he was thinking, but whatever it was, it worked. And guess what? He moved on to the next round.
Yup, the guy with the cock on his shirt has moved on to the next round. There is Yellow Arnak, looking quite proud of himself, looking like, you know, he really got a ton of gas by going for that 9 extractor. And I think what it allowed him to do was get just more Mutalisks, probably more than your average 6. I mean, he probably got something, I don't know, he pumped out the equivalent of more than 6 Mutalisks worth of gas. He might have had 800 gas at that moment instead of just 600 gas, which is what Zerg usually has at that point when the Spire is done. So that probably made the difference in the air, and also I don't like Hero's micro there at all against those Scourge. Like you said, 2 Scourge landed when there was pretty much no other enemy Mutalisks around, and in this day and age, at the pro level, that should not happen. Your Mutalisk should always be able to pick off lone Scourge like that, but Hero didn't do it. So Yellow Arnak moves on, whereas Hero has to wait for the winner of Up Magic versus Much coming up.
Yeah, great post-game analysis there, Collar. I'd love to hear, though, what the viewers think that build was all about, because really, I think that's the first time I've seen it in a pro-level game. So if you guys have any insight on what you thought about it, please let us know, and so we can talk about it the next time we see a ZVZ where they do that. Anyway, we're going to move on to the losers match at this point, and we're going to have Up Magic versus Much. Going to be exciting stuff. Good game ahead. See you guys there. GG.
GG.